Hello, this is Stoked at d2jsp.org with installment number 2 of the beginning series for Learning Ladder Slasher. Do note that we haven't even seen the game yet, but I did want to go over some of the basics and understanding the charts and how to find some of the guides that are going to be highly important to your first climb and your career in Ladder Slasher. Um, One thing I want to do before we see the game first is let's understand the armors, the ratios as well. Um, we have a choice of 6 different armors, all with varying defenses in magical and physical. I do realize that the monsters that you're going to be facing to kill, um, I would say there are maybe twice as many uh, monsters that do physical damage compared to magical damage. That being the case, for tanking purposes especially, these aren't highly sought after for tanking. Can be done with a very high enhanced effect if you're forced to tank on some um, classes that are unlocked and can only wear robes. But the most highly sought after are your medium armors. These are your light, medium, and heavy. Um, Realize that leather has a little more magical defense than that of the scale. So either way, I would say for tanking purposes, choose these bottom 4. Um, Basically choose the highest enhance effect. If you have a choice, they're all pretty much the same. Choose a medium armor, which will be your leather and scale. All right, now that we have that, let's go back to the main Ladder Slasher screen and let's log in. Go ahead and click full screen. This is going to take you to the login screen. Now your passcode is going to be your default D2JSP passcode. And go ahead and use a gold passcode just to make sure no one can fraudulently get into your account. All right, sign in. Your screen is going to be quite a bit different than mine. Realize I'm an established player and I do have the highest potential of slots utilized. You can have up to 16 characters. You can climb multiple characters. Go ahead and create at least 3-4 characters. Unique names, and you don't have to climb them all, but I do want to show you how to mule. So once you create the characters, they're going to say level 0, no class selected. Double click on your main, which is the first one you're going to climb. And again, your screen is going to look a little bit different than mine. I've unlocked some hidden classes and basically went to 71, passed the master quest 4 times so far. One of the guides that you'll read from my profile is how to climb on a budget, 20 FG budget, and it recommends starting with either a fighter or a guardian if you want to heal. Let's go ahead and click a fighter. Let's start with a fighter. All right, you chose the fighter. Double click on the character. Now you're in town. All right, let's go over some of what you'll see in town. This icon here are your player stats. Your starting stats you'll see is 10. If you climb enough, every time you climb and you fail, one thing that you are provided with is an extra stat point. Start off at 10, next one will be 11, and it can go all the way up to 20. Once you pass a class, then it takes 2 climbs to add a stat point. Pass another class, it's 3, and so on. So you get the picture. Ability points, you always start with 1. You can just highlight over top of any of these abilities if you want to read. Again, same thing that's in my profile. For a fighter, let's go ahead and just click Power Strike. Notice that when you click it, it's 20% to add. If it's something that, we already went over this 6%. That's unlocked like a headhunter. Click that. Now, we want to assign a hotkey to it. We can make it Control, Alt, or Shift. You can have up to 3 abilities as you're doing your climbs. So this first one, let's go ahead and hold in Control, left click it, and we assign it a hotkey. That's great. If you highlight over here, we have no objectives, but this is basically quests that you can do during your climb. I'm purposely not going to stat any of this well, it depends on your weapon, as we went over before with ratios. So I'm not going to stat anything. I'm not sure what weapon we're going to use. This next one, icon with a fist, this is your prof. Yours are all 0. But as you can tell, as you climb, I've got on lightning, I've got 25 free enhanced effect on all my items. So at that tier 3, if caps at 60 EE, if I had a 55 EE with that 25, it'll go to the cap of 80, which is 20 enhanced effect over cap. All right, the next one I want to go over is your item vault. With the item vault, it allows you to store items that you can access here. I asked you to create multiple characters, so you do have to spend FG to use this item vault. It is a luxury. With the item vault, it does allow you, with being in a guild and having the guild vault paid for, you can transfer items between guildies. It is handy. Quite many people do share items, and they can send and receive, and that's the only safe way you can do it. It can be done on Marketplace by selling it for a low fee and hoping they pick it up in time, but if somebody else finds it, guess what? You lost your item. Speaking of Marketplace, let's go ahead and click there. To buy stuff, let's go ahead and click tier 3, because that's what we'll be looking for. Only show items I can use. If we're a fighter, let's only make sure we're finding weapons we want. Enhanced effect is what we're concerned about with weapons. Cap is 60. Let's put 30 so it's easier to find. And actually, I think I just bought it out on my last go round on trying to create this video. Anyway, let's go here, and you're going to see some, that's a heavy bronze spear. Anyway, I already picked out a weapon, an armor, and we want an enhanced effect armor to be a tank, and strength because I picked a sword, and we're going to go strength. So, all right, if I want to transfer an item to a mule, if I pick something up during my climb, go ahead and when you have an item, left click, drag and drop it to this point here, and choose a mule. Left click, click transfer, and it's on your mule. It doesn't cost you anything, and it's nice to do. One other thing, you can sell items on the marketplace by clicking this tab. You can sell up to 25 items at a time for 19.99 forum gold or less, and the fee is not taken out first, so it costs you nothing to list it. In my profile, there is a thread that basically helps you out and tells you what's worth picking up that people seek out to buy and what's not. It is important to understand what the needs are of skillers, especially transmuters and glyphers. They're always looking for items to work on their proficiency and further their profession. So some of those guys might be stuck on, say, level 15 mystical plus, and they'll buy items that are level 15 mystical plus and the stats don't matter. All right, now that we have the marketplace pretty much covered, let's look at the next icon on the list, and that is the shrine. What the shrine does is while you're playing, you're able to pick up a plethora of items, and when your life is low, you can take an item, drop it in the shrine, and it'll increase your life and mana. Do note that if you're at a level, let's say level 1, and you have a level 5 item on you, you drop it in, it's gonna completely fill your life and mana. Now, if you're at, say, level 55 and pick up a tier 1 like I just dropped in, it's going to give you the least, which is 20%. So you'll need 5 of them to fully charge up your life and mana, depending on how low your life is. Pretty useful. When you solo, you have the ability to, quickly rejuvenate your life without having to worry about a heal charm. All right. Now that we have that, let's look at the PvP arena. PvP is something that's going to be more prevalent when Paul does some of his next updates. There's going to be a PvP ranking system, and I'm not exactly sure what else is going to come about. So that's an update we're waiting for patiently. Some of these icons down below. The bottom right's to log out. If you want to look at some of the ladders, this will show you, looks like there's 3 people now that have the highest unlocked class. You can look at some of the skills and whatnot, cooking and, whatever. Anyway, it's probably not too important to you right now. Settings. Believe it or not, if you do happen to lag in here, it does make a difference with, well, look here, there's the ability to customize all your functions. Here's everything that you can do. So I'll let you look over that yourself. Group tools, if you're in a list, if you're looking for a group, this will allow you to see it. Do note that when you're playing, when you're first starting, chances are you probably didn't invest a lot of form gold into this game. And if you're not in a guild, when you join some of these games, guilds have the advantage. A lot of times they have pre-made games where they only play with guildies. So if you go into a group and they say full, they probably already have a pre-arranged game and they're waiting for their buddies to log on. You can have a max of 5 people in your group. And the groups you can find at level 3, you can bring in a level 1 all the way to a level 6. So it's a couple levels up, a couple levels down. You can also do a guild only. So if you create a group and have auto invite others still, basically when people become within your range, they can just join your group, and the monsters, they don't get tougher, but more of them can spawn. What else do we have here? If you hit enter, this brings up your chat function, and this is how you type to people. So if I wanted to message reset rules, which is Ryan rules. Actually, let's do a who. Who reset rules? That's Ryan. I can message him by his name, or I could message him using his account with a star, which would be Ryan rules. And if he replies back, I can hit /R and just type in whatever I want. But he seems to be ignoring me.